Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna go live, even though I don't feel like it. But I was mentioning earlier it's Passover today in another chat, and it is. Um, so I was just gonna read Exodus 12 to like help anyone understand if they wanted to know um, what it is behind Passover. So all we do for Passover is eat the just depends on the year really. So I do my best every year, and this year's not my best. So for Passover, oh hey Skull, uh, it'll say in here what to do. You take the lamb and then you eat it with bitter herbs and unleavened bread. And some like to um, eat the Passover meal with shoes on, like ready to go, which I'll read about. So I'll just read Exodus 12, and then I thought I'd read a chapter of Isaiah because we can't leave that hanging. But yeah, today's Passover, and we decided to celebrate Passover versus Easter. I still do have family over for Easter, but we don't celebrate it as Easter. It's just like a family dinner. So that's what I call it. Um, we don't make a big deal about Easter. It's actually pagan. So that's why we've switched to Passover. So, um, yeah, Jeremy knows a lot. Go follow Jeremy's channel. Cover to cover is his channel. I don't know how to make anybody mods. Let me see how to do this. I don't know how to make people mods. Anyway, I'm just gonna read Exodus 12. Okay. Yeah. Yahweh, I'm reading from Names of God Bible. Yahweh said to Moses and Aaron in Egypt, "This month will be the very first month of the year for you." So our March is the first um month of the new year. Oh, yeah, it is a moderator. No. This is gonna take me a minute. Hold on. Let's see here. I gotta make all you guys moderators because you guys are all my friends. Oops. This is kind of a pain to do while we're live. Okay. Email. Wait. Whoop. Thanks. Did I do it? Is it working? Oh, Tony. I gotta grab Tony. Okay. Not that I get any trolls or anything really, because I'm really not anyone specific. There we go. Okay, I think I got everybody. You're such a troll. I feel like an ogre today. Okay, let me read Passover, Exodus 12. Okay, so this is the first month of the year for you. That's what Yahweh says. Tell the whole community of Israel on the 10th day of this month, each man must take a lamb or a young goat for his family, one animal per household. A household may be too small to eat a whole animal. That household and one next door can share one animal. Choose your animal based on the number of people and what each person can eat. Your animal must be a 1-year-old male that has no defects. You may choose a lamb or a young goat. Take care if until the 14th day of this month. Then at dusk, all the assembled people from the community of Israel must slaughter their animals. They must take some of the blood and put it on the sides and the tops of the door frames of the houses where they will eat the animals. The meat must be eaten that same night. It will be roasted over fire and eaten with bitter herbs and unleavened bread. Don't eat any of it raw or boiled, but roast the whole animal over a fire. Don't leave any of it until morning. Anything left over in the morning must be burned up. This is how you should be dressed when you eat it. with your belt on, your sandals on your feet, and your shepherd's staff in your hand. You must eat it in a hurry. It is Yahweh's Passover. On that same night, I will go throughout Egypt and kill every firstborn male, both human and animal. I will severely punish all the gods of Egypt because I am Yahweh. But the blood on your houses will be the sign for your protection. When I see the blood, I will pass over you. Nothing will touch or destroy you when I strike Egypt. So that's an interesting verse. It says, I will punish the gods of Egypt. That means there are certain entities behind who Egypt follows. It's not just statues. Okay. Okay, verse 14. This day will be one for you to remember. This is where I get my understanding of this. This is a permanent law for generations to come. You will celebrate this day as a pilgrimage festival in Yahweh's honor. For 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. On the very first day you must remove yeast that you have in your houses. Whoever eats anything with yeast in it from the first day through the seventh day must be excluded from Israel. You must have a holy assembly on the first day and another one on the seventh. You must do no work on these days except to prepare your own meals. That's all you must do. So it's a high Sabbath day. It's a day of rest. I have to say, I was telling Robert that I don't eat anything leavened anymore. So it'll make sense for me. Like, I just keep doing what I'm doing, which is a good reminder for me, anyways, because I try to. I'm forced to eat as healthy as I do because my body doesn't. My body really does reject things that aren't good. So, what I do usually make unleavened bread, I made it with almond flour before and regular flour. I don't have any gluten-free flour, and my daughter doesn't like almond flour unleavened bread, so I don't think I'll make that. We do have some almond crackers, which are unleavened, so we'll probably have those this time. And I only say like what we're doing because I'm kind of wanting to show you just do what you can if you want to observe it, as a remembrance of our forgiveness, of our sins. So the Feast of Unleavened Bread starts tomorrow, and then you just have that as a high holy or high Sabbath day, which unfortunately I have to work at night. So actually, hopefully Yahweh, I know he'll forgive me because it's just the way it is. I can't take full days off all the time. So, okay. So yeah, tomorrow, if you want to do this too, tonight is Passover, and then tomorrow for 10 days is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which I have to say, Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread is very powerful for me, and it's much more spiritually strengthening than Easter ever was when I did that. Sorry, I'm so close. I'm on my phone. I don't like being this close to the camera. But I think this Passover too, I should probably focus on the spiritual side of it, anyways, because I've been not myself for a little while. So anyway, okay, back to the Bible. You must celebrate the festival of unleavened bread because it was on this very day that I brought you out of Egypt in organized family groups. This is a permanent law for future generations. You must celebrate this day. From the evening of the 14th day of the first month until the evening of the 21st day, you must eat unleavened bread. There should be no yeast in your houses for 7 days. Whoever eats anything with yeast in it must be excluded from the community of Israel, whether he's an Israelite or not. Eat nothing made with yeast. Wherever you live, you must eat only unleavened bread. Then Moses called for all the leaders of Israel. He said to them, "Pick out a lamb or a young goat for your families and kill the Passover animal. Take the branch of the hyssop plant, dip it in the blood which is in a bowl, and put some of the blood on the top and sides of the door frames of your houses. No one may leave the house until morning. Yahweh will go throughout Egypt to kill the Egyptians. When he sees the blood on the top and the sides of the door frame, Yahweh will pass over that doorway, and he will not let the destroyer come into your home to kill you. You must follow these instructions. They are a permanent law for you and your children. When you enter the land that Yahweh will give you, as he promised, observe this ceremony. When your children ask you what this ceremony means to you, you must answer, it's the Passover sacrifice in Yahweh's honor. Yahweh passed over the houses of the Israelites in Egypt and spared our homes when he killed the Egyptians." Then the people knelt, bowing with their faces touching the ground. The Israelites did as Yahweh had commanded Moses and Aaron. At midnight, Yahweh killed every firstborn male in Egypt, from the firstborn son of Pharaoh, who ruled the land, to the firstborn son of the prisoner in jail, and also every firstborn animal. Pharaoh, all his officials, and all the other Egyptians got up during the night. There were loud cryings throughout Egypt because in every house someone had died. Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron during the night. He said, "You and the Israelites must leave my people at once. Go worship Yahweh as you asked. Take your flocks and herds too as you asked. Just go and bless me too." And bless me too. I never realized that was in there. So Pharaoh wanted to be blessed after he rejected the Most High over and over. The Egyptians begged the people, and there's a lot more there, but I can't comment right now. The Egyptians begged the people to leave the country quickly. They said, "Soon we'll all be dead." So the people picked up their bread dough before it had risen and carried it on their shoulders in bowls, wrapped up in their clothes. The Israelites did what Moses had told them and asked the Egyptians for the gold and silver and jewelry and for clothes. Yahweh made the Egyptians generous to the people, and they gave them what they asked for. So the Israelites stripped Egypt of its wealth. The Israelites left Ramses to go to Succoth. There were about 600,000 men on foot, plus all the women and children. Many other people also went with them, along with the large numbers of sheep, goats, and cattle. With the dough they had brought from Egypt, they baked round flatbread. The dough hadn't risen because they'd been thrown out of Egypt and had no time to prepare food for the trip. The Israelites had been living in Egypt for 430 years. After exactly 430 years, all Yahweh's people left Egypt in organized family groups. That night, Yahweh kept watch to take them out of Egypt. All Israelites in future generations must keep watch on this night, since it is dedicated to Yahweh. Yahweh said to Moses and Aaron, "There are the rules for the Passover. No foreigner may eat the Passover meal. Any male slave you have bought may eat it after you have circumcised him. No foreigner visiting you may eat it. No hired worker may eat it. The meal must be eaten inside one house. Never take any of the meat outside the house. Never break any of the bones. The whole community of Israel must celebrate the Passover. Foreigners may want to celebrate Yahweh's Passover. First, every male in the household must be circumcised. Then they may celebrate the Passover like native-born Israelites, but no uncircumcised males may ever eat the Passover meal. The same instructions apply to native-born Israelites as well as foreigners." All the Israelites did as Yahweh had commanded Moses and Aaron. That very day, Yahweh brought all the Israelites out of Egypt in organized family groups. Okay, so I think I'll stop there in Exodus. And that's the Passover account. Yeah, Mel, I know we don't slaughter our own animals and everything. And yeah, we went to the store and just bought some lamb, and we always have, because we don't live in a, well, I shouldn't say that. We do live in like an area that has farms, but we don't have actually the money to buy the meat like that. So we actually just buy enough meat for the three of us. And I think as long as we just do what we can, I don't know, that's for me. Like, I'm not telling you to observe Passover. I'm just sharing because someone had asked me earlier. And yeah, we're grafted in to the house of yeah. And I'm not gonna debate anybody. Anybody can. It's everybody comes to different conclusions with um, where they are in life and everything like that. Sorry for the background noise. Alessia doesn't want to be on camera, but she wants to make noise. But yeah, this is just where I'm coming from. You can talk, Tony. I don't care. You don't have to be sorry. Everyone's different. I'm just sharing Exodus for yeah. No one ever cannot share. There's certain reasons I have come to conclusions I've come to. So I don't judge anybody. We're all. I know most of you guys believe in the Most High, and that's important. So, okay. I'm just going to read Isaiah 48 really quick. Yeah, anybody can share, and if you don't, if you want to share, share. If you don't want to share, you don't have to share. So yeah, the most important thing too is to be set apart, which a lot of us are. A lot of you that I know are set apart. We have to set apart ourselves from, Egypt, spiritual, like someone said, spiritual Egypt, spiritual Israel. So, okay, on to Isaiah 48. And I'm not saying I'm not going to continue that conversation. I just am not in the right mindset to talk about it right now because I don't know. My anxiety's been weird, so I can't always speak deeply on issues. So, okay, Isaiah 48 is where we are. And now we're moving from Egypt to talking about rescuing from Egypt to Babylon, rescuing from Babylon. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Yahweh will refine his people before he rescues them from Babylon. Listen to this, descendants of Jacob. You are given the name Israel. You are descendants from Judah. You take oaths by the name of Yahweh. You acknowledge the Elohim or the El of Israel. I would say El. But you are not honest or sincere. You call yourselves citizens of the holy city. You depend on the El of Israel. His name is Yahweh Sabaoth. From the beginning, I revealed to you what would happen. These words came out of my mouth, and I made them known. Suddenly I acted, and they happened. I know that you are stubborn. Like iron, you are hard-headed. Like bronze, nothing gets through your thick skull. That is why I revealed to you what would happen long ago. I told you about them before they happened. I did this so you couldn't say, my gods have done these things. My carved idols and my metal idols have commanded them to happen. You've heard these words, now look at all this. Won't you admit it? From now on, I will reveal to you new things, hidden things that you do not know. They are created now, not in the past. You haven't heard about them before today, so you can't say that you already knew about them. So is he referring there back to earlier in Isaiah? I remember reading, he was saying these things have been told you from ancient times, and now he's saying he's telling them new things that they hadn't heard before. So that's interesting that he was always referring to the ancient things, and now he's not. Okay. Yeah, thick skulls. That's funny. At least in this translation, it's funny. Okay, I lost my place. Hold on. Okay, verse 8. You have never heard about them. You have never known about them. Your ears have never been open to hear them before. So the things that he's teaching them then, do we not know those things that they were taught, and are they ancient things now? Okay. For my name's sake, I'll be patient. For my glory's sake, I'll hold my anger back from you rather than destroy you. I have refined you, but not like silver. I have tested you in the furnace of suffering. I am doing this myself, or for myself, only for myself. Why should my name be dishonored? I will not give my glory to anyone else. Listen to me, Jacob, Israel, whom I have called. I am the one, I am the first and the last. My hand laid the foundation of the earth. My right hand stretched out the heavens. When I call for them, they both stand. Gather together, all of you, and listen. What idol has revealed such things? Now he kind of turns. Yahweh loves Cyrus. He will carry out Yahweh's plan against Babylon. He will use his strength against the Babylonians. I alone have spoken. I have called him. I will bring him here, and he will succeed. Come here, listen to this. From the beginning, I have spoken nothing in private. From the time it took place, I was there. Now Adonai Yahweh has sent me and his Ruach, which is the Holy Spirit. This is what Yahweh, your Goyal Kodesh Israel says. I am Yahweh, your Elohim. I will teach you what is best for you. I lead you where you should go. If only you had listened to my commands. Your peace will be like a river that never runs dry. Your righteousness would be like waves on the sea. Your descendants would be like sand. Your children would be like its grains. Their names would not be cut off or wiped out in my presence. Leave Babylon. Flee from the Babylonians. Shout for joy as you tell it and announce it. Shout it to the ends of the earth. Say that Yahweh has reclaimed his servant Jacob. They weren't thirsty when he led them through the deserts. He made water flow from the rock for them. He split a rock and water gushed out. There is no peace for the wicked, says Yahweh. All right. Yep, the beginning and the end. I'll read that one name. Ooh, I got all the way back to the beginning of Isaiah to get the names. Hold on. Yeah, how are they getting to the end of the earth? I still am going to stick with my my theory about Zion being at the North Pole, and I think the way the Earth was connected was different than it is now. It almost it was, I think it was completely different. I can't find what I was looking for, but yeah, it talks a lot about different nations and different types of people. Like I always go back to that one chapter in Isaiah that talks about the tall and lean people. They came. Oh, is there trash talking on my chat? What's going on here? What happened? Hey, forever. Oh. Oh, Melissa said she. No, it wasn't you, Tony. Melissa's driving and she's trying to talk to text, and it's not coming out right. Ooh, scared me for a second. To get out my teacher voice. Okay. Oh, that's okay, Mel. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, I think that. Oh, don't worry about it, Melissa. That was funny. I was like, wait, what? I couldn't believe anyone would do that on my chat, and I'd have to get out my teacher voice and say, hey, settle down. Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, if Zion is in the North Pole, and all these different types of people groups were coming and going, it seems to make more sense that different people groups were coming and going, not easily, but my husband got on chat too. Yeah. So yeah, the teacher voice or the mom voice. Yeah, anyways, I told you I can't think deeply today, but I just wanted to read that for you and at least get through Exodus 12 and one chapter of Isaiah. I'd stay on longer, but that's right. All right. That's funny. Okay, blessings, guys. Thanks for coming on.